people of Twitch and future people of YouTube when I finally edit this down, break it down. I don't think that actually worked in the sentence I was trying to create. We've had the worst fucking luck. I'm gonna start swearing from the get-go. That's how you know I'm serious. So serious. We've had the worst luck with this game. Of course, I had the beautiful playthroughs doing the coma, too, Vicious Sisters. No mic drops, no camera drops, no nothing. Perfect footage. Was able to edit it, have fun with it. Start this one, something went wrong. Mic starts dropping again. I'm trying to fix it. There's some shit that needed to be upgraded on my computer and some drivers, and then I had gotten through chapter 3, but then when I went back to look at the footage, I realized the music was way too loud to my voice. And so the only way you could really hear me was if I turned it way up, but then anytime the music, that dramatic music started, it would like deafen you. And there isn't a lot of music in this game, but when there is, it is very like ear-shattering. So yes, that's my ear licking, thank you. Mama loves you. Mwah. And Iris is here, obviously. She's doing well from her amputation. She wants to do some running. I know you do. I was supposed to work out with a friend today. That didn't happen, so I ended up making zucchini banana bread. And I found out my giant... I plucked it. I know we're getting off topic here from the game, but I plucked a giant zucchini from my garden. Like, it was massively big for a zucchini. And when I went to cut it for the bread, I was like, I see why it got so big. It was an acorn squash zucchini hybrid, so I made a zooquash. And it was glorious. I only had to use half of it for the bread, so I'm going to make the rest tonight as food, I guess. I'm going to make some squash. Yum, yum, yum. Buttery squash. So, we're going to start a new game, as to be expected. And I will be trying to do some voices. I say some voices because we all know I don't do voices. But there's somebody who comes into my room who follows me on Twitch and he always complains. He's like, oh, all the characters sound the same. I'm like, well, I'm not trying. I'm gonna try a little bit, at least for the female characters. I can't promise much for the men, unless you want me to give them accents, which may happen just out of stupidity, but we shall see. I'm not good with accents either, unless I'm hearing it directly. So, yeah, we will see how that goes. I promise nothing. Right, Iris? I promise nothing. And as long as that mic above me does not drop, physically or in sound, we should be good. So let us start a new game. I could be wearing my headphones, but again, there's not much sound, and I've already played through the first 2 chapters twice. So I don't really feel like I need to hear the sound anymore. And that will save me a bit of a earache or a headache sometimes, because yeah, I like my headphones, but I don't like my headphones. Anyway, new game. I'm in a good mood though, so that's the positive thing. Hey, want to hit up the karaoke place? The new Love and Hero song is out. I'm not really feeling up to it today. This story creeped me out earlier. Do you want to hear it? Oh, sure. Hey, Justin. You remember Miss Yamaguchi? I'm trying so hard. Every time I read this, I know Yamaguchi from something else I've played or watched. Because someone tell me where it's from. Because I know where Yamaguchi is from. It might just be one of the horror movies I've watched. She wears those big glasses. I heard she's gone missing. What? No one knows where she is? No, she just disappeared. Just up and poofed from the library. One of the student librarians said she was researching something there, but then she vanished. But she's super diligent, right? One of the students thought it was weird that she'd up and leave like that. Also, in case anybody knows, there's gonna be times when I barely do voices, but when I'm trying to do voices and I don't know who's actually speaking, like what might just happen there, it's gonna happen where I just use the wrong voice. So he checked in on her, but when he did, just an arm. She apparently exploded. The only thing left was her arm. It had a really weird scar on it, so it was definitely her arm. A scar? Yeah, it looked like a dog bite. She showed it to me once. She had no idea where it came from. For real? There was a scar like that on Miki's leg, too. Huh? Miki? Wait, that's... the girl who went missing, yeah. That's crazy. Maybe that rumor is true. The one about the cursed scar. Cut it out, you're scaring me. Alright. Here comes our protagonist. I hear snatches of an idiotic ghost story. They're speaking seriously, but it's obvious they don't believe a word. They're only killing time. Rumors are the best way to do that. My nose itches. The sun's about to set. Why is it when I play this game my nose itches? It's gotten later than I planned. I shouldn't have stuck around here to hear that story. I better hurry. This is the first time you actually get to see the start of the game, isn't it? Isn't it, Justin? Because I think when you got to see it, I was zooming through. You'll see me build him in a bit. Thunder rumbled in the distance. And I'm going to say this. They have so many sound effects in this game, they couldn't just put in thunder. They can say it too, but couldn't they just put in, you know, crash boom, something? If they actually put in crash boom, that'd be kind of funny. A huge mansion is in front of me. Strange. I'm sure I was just... Also, I didn't say this before I started for anybody who's going to be on YouTube, but this is mostly like 98% reading. So if you don't like my voice, then I suggest leaving now, because it's not going to kick up into some adventure game. This is a point-and-click, read every goddamn thing game. I have my lemon with water. My water with lemon. I think all lemons are lemon with water, because, you know, lemons are a good majority water. But I have just for my throat, because my throat hurt last time. Anyway, continuing on. Strange, I was just... My vision blurs, my ears are buzzing. Ugh, my head's swimming, it's almost like I'm drunk. What time is it? I glance at my wrist, but my watch is gone. Did I put it in my coat pocket? But all I find is a business card. In elegant printed letters is a name. Seiya Kujo, spirit healer. On the back is a photo of a mansion. I guess this must be Kujo Mansion then. Kujo Mansion, Seiya Kujo. Those names sound familiar somehow. One way to find out. Taking a deep breath, I reach out to knock. I stop when I see something on my wrist. It's a strange scar. When did that... I could just be imagining this, but I feel an icy chill when I look at it. My fist pounds on the door. No reply. A light appears in a second-floor window. It's probably too far from the main door for them to hear me knocking. I grasp the doorknob and find it unlocked. No point in staying outside. I'll just go in. I'll apologize to the owner later. The inside is shrouded in darkness. A small beam of light from the window is the only way I can see anything in here. It's dead silent except for the constant ticking of a clock secondhand. I must be in the entrance hall. The atrium extends to the second floor. Anyone home? There's no reply to my shout. Maybe they've soundproofed this place so they can't hear me down here. I guess I need to go upstairs then. A staircase is just visible up ahead. I walk toward it, cutting across the hall. My ears catch a strange noise. I turn to look where it's coming from. Someone's there, enveloped by the dark. I think they're staring at me. Gulping, I hesitantly make my way over, trepidation slowing my steps. It's a young girl. She doesn't move an inch as I approach. At least it seems that way to me. It doesn't look like she's even breathing. A corpse. Great, I creeped myself out. I start to sweat. What should I do? With a shaky hand, I slowly reach out and touch her skin. I'm not sure what I expected, but it feels unnatural somehow. Stiff and cold. I press down on her arm and she makes the strange sound I heard earlier. Ah, now it makes sense. She's a doll. A doll's joints creak when they're moved. That's what made the noise. What a relief, if disappointing. It's not a corpse, so disappointing. I carefully began climbing the stairs, making sure not to trip. As I reach the landing, the sharp sound of a bell breaks the silence. It seems to be coming from above me. Looking up, I can spy the outline of a clock. I bet that's what's making the sound. The noise guides me over. It's an antique grandfather clock. The noise is definitely coming from here. I reach towards the glass to check inside. All of a sudden, it stops chiming. Silence descends, broken only by ticking. I guess it's fixed now, but that timing was a little too spot on. Was it really a coincidence? All of these strange occurrences make me uneasy, but I continue on to the room with the light. Stopping in front of the door, I knock. But again, there's no reply. I try again, several times, even calling out, but there's still no answer. I push on the door. It's dark inside. Strange, I definitely saw lights on in here when I was outside. Wafting through the room is an odd smell. It's sugary like a ripe fruit. The whole room is permeated with it. Some kind of aromatherapy, maybe. It's not a particularly pleasant smell, though. The aroma draws me further into the room. Okay, if I don't like a smell, I don't go towards it in most situations, especially something like rotting fruit or fermenting fruit, because that's nasty, and I would assume someone left fruit in the trash or something. I'm gonna go further in towards the smell that I dislike. Maybe I'm just normal like that. Because it's not my house, it's not my job to throw out the trash or figure out why the room smells. Just a tidbit of information there that you didn't ask for. The floor under my feet feels off. It's wet. It dawns on me that I'm smelling something else mixed in with the sweet smell. I know this scent, this metallic tang. Lightning flashes and I catch a glimpse of something. The startling, grotesque object stretches out across the floor beneath my feet. Something strange is there. My nose is just killing me right now. I think it's because of the fan. One little hair is just coming off my head and going. Stare at it. Stare at it! It's so bizarre that I can't stop staring. Blooming flowers are everywhere. They're bursting out of the woman's stomach, her blood-soaked body overwhelmed with them. I wrench my gaze away, horrified. But the hellish image is burned into my mind. I can feel my entire body shaking. Bile rises. I'm going to throw up. In the next instant, the lights are on. Wait, that's not all. The body is gone, leaving only a stain. This doesn't make sense. It's a bad dream. At least I'd really much prefer it if it was. but the faint smell that remains and the blood stain crush any hope I had of that. I beat a retreat from the room in an effort to escape this whole bizarre situation. When I stumble back into the hall, the lights are on in here as well. I decide to have another look around. All the furnishing in here is old enough, all the furnishings in here are old enough to be antiques. They match this old-fashioned mansion. The large doll sits on a couch. This must be the figure I saw in the dark. One would easily mistake this for a human if they couldn't see the ball joints. Probably belongs to the owner of the mansion. So what do I do now? Contact the police? Her stomach was full of flowers, sir, and the corpse up and vanished like fog. Like anyone would believe that. Welcome to Kujo Mansion. The doll moved. It spoke. A different kind of shudder runs through me than the one when I found the corpse. Up until this point, I was nothing more than an observer to all these freaky events. I could distance myself from it, but now, a doll is talking to me. Have I startled you? If so, I sincerely apologize. My master ordered me to behave as a normal doll until otherwise told. The words are elegant and refined, but her face never moves an inch. She may look human, but she clearly isn't. She slowly folds her hands together, so she can move too. I am sorry for not introducing myself. I am called Mary. You have likely seen a number of oddities here already. I see my master, Seiya Kujo, was unable to escape from the mark then. Seiya Kujo, does she mean the corpse? But wait, what's this about a mark? Lady Seiya was researching for a way to escape the mark. Were you not also called here by her because of the mark on your arm? Have you noticed the images in like the fog around it are like hands and eyes and stuff? It took me a few glances to realize that. She must be talking about this weird scar. Did Seiya Kujo invite me to this mansion? When I try to remember, my head hurts. I have something to tell you in place of my late master. But I would like to ask one thing first. Do you know your name? Well, that was a much simpler question than I had been expecting. It's... I break out into a sweat. My throat is drying up. Why? Why can't I answer? I'm shocked to find I'm coming up blank. I see. Then it is as I thought. Somehow Mary knows what's going on with me. Before I offer an explanation, please decide on a temporary name. Things will go much easier if I have a name to which to call you. It is also likely you will find it hard to remain calm if you are nameless. She's probably right. Better to have some placeholder name than continue life as a hollow, nameless being. This is my protagonist. But I tend to do him without the hair. Is that a beard? No, nothing. He just looks so tired. I'm Carl Cade. Understood, Lord Cade. Now I shall explain to you about the mark. It is the seal of death. Those who have it will soon die. You do not believe me? I am certain this sounds absurd to one who has led an uneventful life. However, my master's death proves it to be irrefutably true. The corpse's sweet stench comes back to me. That didn't seem like the work of humans. I am afraid that the horror of the mark does not stop there. Victims slowly lose their memories until the day they die. They face death all the while suffering from the terror of losing oneself. Memory loss. That can't be. That'd mean I'm... Yes. The fact that you have forgotten your name proves that death is coming. Lord Cade, you... will die this very dawn. Dun dun! Title card! Alright. Before we get too far in, I'm gonna go check the bread in the oven. Well, to be fair, you do get that option to just die, so... My memory skips forward a bit after that. I just remember being completely stunned at what Mary revealed to me. I can probably attribute it to memory loss caused by the mark. The next thing I know, I've slept through half the night and I'm closer to death. I'm lying in a guest room in the mansion. I vaguely recall dragging myself up the stairs and coming here. I must have fallen asleep at some point, and thanks to that, I feel a lot better. I'll die at dawn, huh? I try saying it out loud. It's definitely shocking, but I can't say it feels real yet. It doesn't make sense, way out of the blue. But if it's true, is waiting for my untimely death the only thing I can do? It might be a good idea to ask Mary more about it. I find Mary sitting in the exact same spot as before. She hasn't moved an inch. I doubt a dog gets bored waiting like humans do. Good morning, Lord Cade. It's not really morning, because you said I would die at dawn, and if it's morning, I've died, so you're a little bit off. Are you feeling better now? Sort of. Wonderful. Since it appears that you have calmed down, I would like to ask a question. What will you do now? I can guide you down only two paths. The first is to wait for death. The second is to fight the mark. Can you help me? If that is what you wish, yes. My master was researching the mark. A few days prior to her death, she found a way to escape it. Regretfully, she passed away before she was able to inform me. And how do you know she even found a way to do it? So she doesn't know anything after all. There is some time yet before dawn. You have a slim chance. Salvation is a thin thread dangling from the heaven. With that, you would grab hold of it, and shall be... I hate this sentence. Would that you would grab hold of it, and I shall do my utmost to help. I think that means with that you would grab hold of it? It's like I'm trying to figure out what this sentence is actually supposed to be, because I don't think it should be would that you would. With that you would grab hold of it, and I shall do my utmost to help. That sounds better, but not quite right. What will you do? I guess it boils down to whether I trust her. If she's right about all this, my time on Earth is up at dawn. If I don't want to die, then there's no other choice but to resist the mark until then. If she's lying, I'll be fine when morning comes. But am I really all right with that? People are being killed in nonsensical, grotesque ways. Am I going to turn a blind eye to it? This is a life or death decision. I need to think about it carefully. Live or die. Alright, they're gonna explain how the game works. Thank you. I know. Thank you. Then I shall ask you, will you quietly wait for death or struggle against the mark? See, I could die here if I really wanted. Wait for death, fight the mark. But we're gonna fight the mark. You mean like when they put a apostrophe D on words where you can't do that? Yeah. Peopled. I've decided to trust you. That one was me. That one, there was no, I just wanted to use her voice, apparently. As you say, Lord Cade. Then I shall carry out the time thinking about the bees again. You'll know in a future episode for people watching this on YouTube. Then I shall carry out the dying wish of my master and aid you. I cannot do much, but feel free to request anything you wish of me. Yes, peopled. I made up my mind, but that doesn't mean I know what I should do. I know squat about the supernatural, and losing my memory makes research impossible. But I don't have a moment to lose. A knock comes from the front door. Who'd come here this late at night? Oh my, what a sign of fate. It seems that other mark-bearers have arrived. Is it instinct that she knows these things? Maybe she has come to... Maybe she has some kind of mysterious power, being a talking doll and all. I beg your pardon. Pardon? I'm losing myself now. I keep thinking about the bees. The bees were funny. I beg your pardon, Lord Cade. I do apologize, but could you go and greet our guests in my stead? In my steed? I still don't know, is that steed or stead? They may experience a shock if a doll such as myself welcomes them. Moreover, while I am able to move my arms, I am unable to walk. I moved to the front door to greet our guests. People fated to die, like me. I wonder what they're like. Who I find at the door are not what Wow, okay, I can do better than this. This I've been doing fine. It's just those bees. Who I find at the door are not who I'd expect to see out late at night. What? A high schooler and a small boy. They were disbeing? They were disabling? Okay. These kids have the mark? No way. Alright. I need to focus now. But I think also I know the oven's about to go off. We came to see Professor Cujo. Who are you? I can't say I'm a total stranger since I'm here in the mansion. I'm her disciple. Huh, okay. She's got so much spiritual power, it's no surprise she'd have disciples. She seems to know Seiya Cujo. Now that I think about it, that business card did say spirit healer. Going off this girl's accessories, I get the feeling she's a huge occult fan. I'm Moe Watanabe. I'm here to talk to her about this article she wrote in Oop Arts Monthly. Oop Art Monthly. She pulls an occult magazine out of her bag. Inside is a picture of the mark. The accompanying article says the scar is a soul-inhibiting disease that erases memories. Inquire at Cujo Mansion. This is the same scar, right? Moe lifts her skirt up a bit to show me her leg. Right there on her right thigh is the mark. I think I know what the article means by erasing memories. I've been super forgetful lately. I'm even blanking on my friends' names. That's never happened to me before. Do you think this scar's doing it? Don't know what voice to give a little boy. That article is obviously bogus. I'm gonna give him snotty one, apparently. The young boy scoffs. Even kids know better than to believe in ghosts or curses these days. Of course, it's gonna be like a young girl, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't have a man's voice. I don't have a high-pitched female voice, but I can fake that better than a deep man's voice. And a high schooler fell for it, you must feel embarrassed about that. But, Tsukasa, weren't you hanging around at the front of the mansion gate? Fess up, your scar scares you. Tsukasa seems to have no retort to that. He silently sulks. Looks like a bullseye. It's clear they're both mark bearers. I better bring them over to meet Mary. Moe shrieks excitedly when she gets close. Oh my god, it's so cute! It's a doll, yeah? I've never seen one this big before. The craftsmanship is so detailed. It's almost like it's alive. You've no idea. They're both admiring her when... Welcome to Cujo Mansion. What? It spoke! With that, the two new visitors join our number. They enter this monstrous world that hovers on the precipice of death. Mary tells Moe and Tsukasa about the mark once they regain their composure. All about the steady memory loss and their imminent death. It sounds like a ridiculous story, but it gains validity coming from someone like her. Both of their faces pale. Now, if you came specifically here because you believed Lady Saya's article, you must have already experienced the pain of losing your memories. Moe admitted as much earlier, but I can see Tsukasa's face darken. So it must be happening to him too. Hey Moe, I'd like to confirm something. Where were you when you got the mark? My amnesia seems to be worse than theirs, so they might remember. I'm not positive, but I think my mark might be a curse from Hanahiko. Hanahiko? This name is familiar to me. He is the ghost the resident children of this town whisper about, correct? I want to say resides in the school whenever I read that. My master was interested in him. So Seiya Kujo was curious too. Could be connected to the mark somehow. I'd like to hear more about this ghost. As you wish, Lord Cade. Story number 1. Then I shall tell you the rumors of Hanahiko. My nose is fucking itchy. I should really turn off that fan or turn it just slightly. Chapter 1, Hanahiko. Oh, did you hear about the ghost boy of the schools in H City are talking about? Sounds like Hanahiko is back. I heard that he can appear if you peek in the school mirror at night. He'll ask you something. Am I pretty? I don't know what voice to give a dead ghost child. If you tell him no, you'll be fine, but if you say yes... Give me the red stuff, then. I don't do voices, guys. And then he just disappears. If I practice, I probably could, but it's like, I don't have much time to, like, contemplate voices in games. Like, new character. I can't do Scottish accents. But that's not all. Hanahiko hates adults, you know. I heard that if the person he asks is an adult, they'll die. And not just drop dead. Their blood is drained from them. And next to the corpse is a single rose. A rose dripping with blood. Alright. Because this isn't like, you know, Undertale where I get it, these weird voices are like, they make the game, but hold on, my bread's going off now.